What's up, everybody? My name's Corey. Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing well. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be looking at a Diablo 2 build guide. I figured that because Diablo 2 Resurrected is coming out in just a couple short months, what would be a great thing to do would be to get everyone prepared with some build guides. Now, a lot of these builds that I'm going to be putting out, if you're a longtime player of Diablo 2, they won't be anything new. There won't be any exclusive information that you probably haven't heard before. However, if you're new to the game, you haven't played the game in quite some time, or you just don't really know too much necessarily about this specific character build, that's what I'm going to help you with. We're going to be looking today at the HammerDin, which is the most common, most used, probably I would say easiest to build, easiest to play, just best overall magic find character in the game. So if you like what I'm doing here, you want to see more videos like this, anything like that, remember to like the channel, subscribe to the channel, or like the video rather, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment in the section down below. Definitely let me know what kind of character build videos you'd like to see. I'm always down to research more, look at more, throw some builds together, check them out, and then do guides on them on how I would build them. So with all that out of the way, let's jump into the game and let's take a look at this paladin, shall we? So the paladin that we're going to be looking at, it is going to be a single player paladin. That way I was able to go in and just get everything set up and ready. The first thing we're going to look at on this character is going to be the stats. When you are making the HammerDin, the stats are pretty simple. It's going to be the same as most builds in the game. There are a few builds that are going to change, differ from this a little bit, but the overall overarching idea when it comes to building a character is going to be enough random stats to put your gear on, everything else into health. This character is absolutely no different. You want to put only as much strength or dexterity as required to get your gear on. Everything else goes into vitality so that you can have the most amount of life possible. Next thing we're going to look at is going to be the skill tree itself. So in this one, which is the combat skills, you're going to want to max out Holy Shield, max out Blessed Hammer. Obviously, you will need to get these prereq skills to get down to these ones. Charge can be very useful if you're not using an Enigma. More on that later. Offensive auras. What you want to do is you want to max out Blessed Aim. The reason that you want to max out Blessed Aim is because it makes your Blessed Hammer stronger. It makes it do more damage. And then also Concentration Aura. The reason that you're going to have Concentration is because that's going to be the aura that you actually keep on. We're going to come over here, and the defensive auras, rather. You're going to put max points in Vigor. The reason that we put max points in Vigor is so that, well, you get more damage out of your Blessed Aim. You're also going to want to put 1 point in each of the prereqs, and then if your character is at max level 99, you'll have 3 leftover points: Salvation, Redemption, and Meditation. It's just where I drop those 3 extra points. You can really put them wherever you want. If I were to say the order of importance in dropping your skills: Blessed Hammer, Holy Shield, Blessed Aim, Concentration, and then dump the rest into Vigor. That's what I would do. Now let's look at the gear. Now, at this gear, what we're going to be looking at first off is going to be our primary weapons, which is what we're using when we're casting our hammers, and then we'll look at the offhands, and then we'll also take a look at what we're using on the mercenary himself, and then I'll just do a real quick Chaos Sanctuary and Diablo kill, just to kind of give the build a bit of an example. So in your main hand, you're going to have Heart of the Oak. The reason that you're going to have Heart of the Oak is for the resistances, the faster cast rate, the skills. Overall, for most casters, a lot of casters, this is going to be one of the best weapons, especially for this one. I guess not all casters. This one, there's some Necromancer builds that can really use it, and then Trapsin can really benefit from this weapon. Helmet, Shaco with an Ist, if you can socket it. Armor is going to be Enigma. If you cannot get an Enigma, I would say the next best thing would be, I believe it's called Skulder's Ire. It has a lot of magic find on it. I think it's called Skulder's. There's another armor that you can make, a very low budget rune word called Wealth, that you could use just for the magic find. But if you can get an Enigma, get an Enigma. It gives you teleport, it gives you magic find, gives you strength, 2 skills. It's just overall a really, really, really good piece of armor. For the amulet, this is kind of dependent on what you prefer. This is one of the slotted items that is very customizable. You can put in it whatever you want. Me personally, I like to put in Mara's Kaleidoscope. You got the skills, you've got the resistances, you've got the attributes. It just makes it, it's a good overall standard amulet to have. For shields, there's really a couple different ones that you can choose from. If you want an overall good paladin shield, Herald of Zakarum is very, very good. Another very strong option for this, and there is a case to be made for this shield selection. In fact, I do it on a lot of my heavy magic find builds, is a shield with 4 ists in it, such as a 4-isted monarch, or on a paladin, a good paladin shield, a high, like this one, for instance, a high all-res paladin shield to put 4 ists into. That way you can still get a decent amount of resistances, and then you can also get the heavy amount of magic find. Boots, we've got War Travelers. These are upped War Travelers. We've got 2 Naggle Rings just for the magic find. We have Gold Wrap, once again, for the magic find. And then Chance Guards, you guessed it, for the magic find. This is, once again, going to be the magic find HammerDin. The only thing that is not optimized for magic finding on this build as it stands right now is the shield. I could and I should replace this with a 4-isted shield, but I'm not going to yet. And then on the switch, we have Call to Arms. Call to Arms is extremely good. It's going to give you bow as well as BC. So Battle Command, what that does is that gives all of your skills across the board 1 extra point. So let's say you have a level 20 Blessed Hammer with all of your gear and everything added in, it's 20. You cast Battle Command on yourself, it's now up to a 21. Bow, Battle Orders, it gives you a good chunk of life. On this character specifically, because of the way that it's built, it brings me from 2200 life up to 3600 life, which is pretty good. And then a Spirit Zakarum shield if you're not using a Paladin. Obviously a Spirit Monarch shield if you are using a paladin and you can't find a good paladin shield, or you don't want to spend what it sometimes can cost for a good paladin shield, a Spirit Monarch works all the same, especially on the Switch, because all you really want it for is the weapon skills, just to increase your bow, and I mean, that's really it. Your buffs are the main important thing. Now what we're going to look at is the Mercenary. Mercenary is super plain, super basic. As per usual, we have a ethereal cryptic axe with insight. This is so that I have the level 17 meditation aura. If you can't get level 17 on the meditation aura, that's fine. Usually 14 is pretty sufficient, and I think the lowest that you can get is 12 or 13. So any insight that you can get on your Mercenary is going to greatly help you when it comes to ease of use on any caster type build. Ethereal Archon Plate Fortitude. Fortitude is by far the best armor that you're going to put on just about any Mercenary. And then Andariel's Visage with a burr in it. For some reason right now, I cannot remember exactly what the bird does, but that's fine. I think it's the damage reduced. I think bird does damage reduction. But this is what's in the Mercenary. Now, when it comes to actually playing this build, what are you going to want to do? Well, let's say we go out. We're just going to do a standard Chaos Sanctuary run. Okay, so we'll swap over Battle Command, right? Increase your skill levels. Battle Orders, which increases your life. Even on my main, that's bringing me from 2207 to 3641. And then we're going to put on our shield. Blessed Shield, very good, increases our defense. And then we'll go ahead and we'll teleport on this weapon. That way, when I come to combat, all I have to do is switch over to my other weapon set. Blessed Hammer and Conch are already turned on and ready to go. let's get moving. Now, one of the things that you can do when you're playing with this character as you're running through is there's buttons that you can press to kind of force your character to walk around and then cast. So I'll typically teleport to right here. Shift is the button that will force your character to stop walking and just cast. So with the HammerDin, I mean, as you can see, this is hell difficulty, and you're able to fairly simply just kind of walk through everything and pick up whatever gear drops after they're dead. I don't know why I grabbed that shrine. It doesn't really matter too much. But like I said, this character is just extremely strong. There is a reason, many reasons actually, why this is one of the most used magic find characters or classes, builds, weapon swap, there we go, whatever it's called in the game. And that reason, as I'm misclicking and almost dying, is essentially because there's very few immune to magic or magic immune characters in the game, enemies in the game. The game itself, when it comes to hell difficulty, what you'll notice is you'll find enemies that are not resistant, but flat out immune to different damage type. You'll find immune to poison, immune to fire, immune to lightning, immune to cold, immune to physical. There are immune to magic monsters, but those packs are so few and far between that you will almost never run into those packs. I believe there's a pack or two in the Ancient Tunnels, and then I believe the third, fourth wave, it might actually be the last wave, of the Bale fight has them as well. So it's not a common thing to see immune to magic monsters, and immune to magic, like straight up immune to magic, is the only immunity that plays a role in this build. So I mean, it's really strong. Not only because of, there we go, not only because of the magic immunity, but also just because of how heavy the damage is. I mean, you just chunk the boss's lives away, and you can invest a lot of magic find into this build to just make it even more personable. There's a lot of customization that can go into these builds to kind of fit your play style and your needs better. You know, just tons of different things that you can change, very slight, minute differences. So there you go. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you liked it. If you did, please consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel. Like I said, leave a comment in the section down below, everything like that. It looks like I have a fan blowing on me and pushing my beard to the side. That's not the case. It's just doing what it wants today, or doing what it wants to today. Anyways, I'll see y'all in the next video. Stick around for more Diablo content. I'm out.